Let's talk about inspiration. What inspires you? Truly, what inspires you? And inspiration is totally different from motivation. And it's easy to get the two mixed up. I do often. I realized today that maybe I should speak on inspiration versus motivation. I'm an incredibly motivated person, especially by my environment and circumstances, to take action. Inspiration, on the other hand, is a deliberate choice. When something or someone inspires you, it feels so different in your mind, body, and spirit. It just feels different. Motivation can come from your worst circumstances or your best. Inspiration is when something has ignited a fire in you to think differently, do differently, and you didn't see it coming. And suddenly you have the spark of inspiration. You want to move differently, do differently, think differently than you have previously, because you've seen, heard, or experienced something that you never have before. Recently, I was inspired to consider writing again. Very few people know that I actually used to be a freelance writer on 2 different platforms, writing erotic short stories, actually, of all things. I laugh about that because I'm an inherently erotic person, but it's not something that I express in my personal life, really ever. I'm a very subdued individual when it comes to my more erotic nature because I like having control over how I express that eroticism. But recently, I had to really consider, is celibacy and not expressing my sexuality or eroticism really the best choice? 12 years ago, that absolutely was the best choice because I found myself in a really unsafe and unhealthy situation with a person that could have put me in danger. He wasn't the catalyst, but he was definitely the final nail in the coffin. We'll say that. So that was where I decided, okay, let me take a step back from dating. Let me take a step back from especially intimacy and focus on what's best for me, what I want my life to be, what I want my partnerships and relationships to be. When you make a deliberate lifestyle change like that, it greatly affects your choices and your inspirations for change become very, very different. So for the past decade, I've leaned more into curating a life that is comfortable, the best that it can be, and that's seemingly safe. It doesn't always feel safe. Sometimes it feels very stifling. And what inspired me recently to go, okay, where am I withholding? Where am I holding myself captive? And it is surrounding my own sexuality and how I express that. As much as I hated dredging through, sitting down for hours and hours and trying to be mindful of my word usage and paragraph breaks and how the publishers wanted the e-novel that I was writing to look and where I needed to place certain erotic scenes in the story and all the plot holes that do not make sense because the readers of these novels do not care if it makes sense. They want to get to the naughty bits. I did enjoy writing because it was cathartic. And I've recently been inspired to possibly get back into writing for economic reasons, but also to explore that side of myself again. To be quite honest, there was someone that did inspire that as well. I guess he would be my muse. And that's a funny thing to even say out loud, that I have a muse, because typically it's the other way around. I often inspire other people. But that's something that I can accept and I can look at and present to the world and go, okay, so this is me now. This is who I've always been, and this is what that looks like in writing form. Whether or not I'll actually put my name on the things that I write, I don't know. Some of that stuff's gonna be way out there. I don't think everybody wants to know that that's my preferences when it comes to intimacy and eroticism, but we'll see. But again, food for thought. What inspires you? Is something or someone your muse? Does something or someone make you feel more of yourself, more like you, by watching and witnessing them? If so, take that inspiration and build something from it. You never know what could come out of that.